So we're back. This is Love Below. Like I said before, we're in the Williams Center, and we actually haven't even got off the first page of my empowerment, but we've definitely been talking about some things that are really important for Georgia Southern as a whole. But Daniel wants to pose a question for the crew today. Get us stimulated a little bit about.
That's in psychology.
He's higher education administration.
I'm a lot of different things.
Engineering.
My master's is in higher education administration. I did 3 years of computer engineering here and at Georgia Tech. My undergrad is in psychology. So I'm a lot of things in a lot of different places. But one thing that I did notice that the two of you guys kind of touched on is about what women can't do, or about what women are going to have to struggle in order to be successful for. And I want to kind of make a statement and then ask you how you feel about it. When you think in that way and when you make statements that way, you put a limitation on yourself and what you can do. So instead of saying that, oh, well, you know, it's going to be hard for a woman to be successful in business, which personally I don't agree with, because there are two things that are really hard to argue with: an intelligent person and an attractive person. And if you can combine those two, it's gonna make, real talk, it's gonna make it really difficult. Like, I mean, I've seen, which Tyler Perry movie was it with? And either way, the one with Sanaa Lathan, when she was moving on up, and Robin Givens, both of them were really attractive, but they were on top of their stuff. And it's Deliver Us from Eva, Sanaa Lathan in Something New.
Yeah.
But when you see a woman in business that's not only on top of everything Family That Prays, like they're on top of their stuff, and can't nobody hold them back. So I mean, don't think that just because society said that you ought to struggle with certain things, or that that's a masculine profession, that it's something that you can't do.
I mean,
you can do it and be successful, but the thing is, you have to have that mindset, and you have to quit telling people, like when they say, oh, well, girls aren't good at math. That is a lie.
Because you're a bad person.
Not only that, but like when you look at how many independent women have to handle their entire family's budget on top of the budget that they deal with at work and everything else, you can do math. A lot of people don't realize that there's math in a lot of different aspects, and that the concrete numbers, well, 4 plus 4, and when you deal with money, people that don't like math deal with money so much better when they don't think about the fact that it's math.
Right.
Money is all about the numbers. You just have to think about it in a way that makes it relevant to you. So what can we do to empower women to have that positive aspect, or to think that they can be successful, and not focus on what society told them they shouldn't be able to do, or that they have to struggle with?
I think it's a goal that you could. I know you don't like this word, sorry. I'm gonna use it anyway.
Go ahead and use it.
Society told me that I can't do this. I'm gonna do it anyway, and I'm gonna feel better. I mean, well, that helps me. I set my limitations, what I think I can't do, and then when I do them, it makes it easier to do other things. Because I did this, and I told myself I couldn't do it. Well, I can do this, and I thought I couldn't do it either. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I feel like it propels you to do better, do your best, instead of feeling like I can't do this, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not going to try.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying set goals to overcome those boundaries.
Yes.
All right. How about you?
I mean, I just feel like if you...
You and that bottle are struggling.
Sorry.
I think if I would stay still, she would be good.
Well, I didn't mean to put you on front street, but you were struggling. I'm sorry. I really am.
Like,
I apologize for cutting you off. That was okay.
That's okay. What was I saying? I just feel like, yeah, there's different things that, like, say, oh, well, someone says that you can't do that. Well, if you like something enough to actually strive to do better in it, then you can overcome anyone that says, oh, you're not gonna be able to do that. Like, just ignore everybody. Like, you don't have to listen to everyone's comments. Not everyone is right all the time. Like, as long as you believe in yourself, you can go places. You can do things. That's how I think.
That's so sweet.
I agree.
Like, I feel like you can do whatever you want to do. Like, I've just always been that very spontaneous person. You know, I'm not gonna let anybody stop me from actually fulfilling what I want to fulfill. Because there's so many things I want to do. And it's like, you know, I've never thought that women could never be successful in the business aspect or any other aspect. And I'm, you know, when you were talking about the pay, like women on your pay equally. One thing about me is I just really never, I guess I just really never looked at that, because I was just like, you know, whatever I do is always from the heart. So, you know, say I want to be a teacher or something. Yeah, I don't really care about the pay. People talk about teachers all the time. They're like, oh my God, teachers don't get paid enough. They do, you know, according to what your type of pay is. But for me, I feel like, you know, whatever you want to do, just do it, you know, from the heart. Don't so much look into it as, okay, I have to do this and I'm doing this for the money. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's sometimes one thing that can differentiate men and women. I feel like women are a lot more, are like a lot quicker to do something because they love it, like teaching, nursing, like because they have that compassion and stuff like that. Whereas men are like, they might be good at it, but they don't necessarily love their job as much as it's like, oh, I can do this, I can provide for my family with this, and so they do it. Whereas, I mean, the lower paying jobs a lot of times are more women, but they're also those areas that need those skills that we can hone in on with a, you know, compassion and all this other that.
Interesting.
I'm glad y'all mentioned that. It kind of goes into the empowerment stuff. I got a quote by Alice Walker that says, "The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any." And so, what does it mean to empower someone? Few definitions I have include empower means to enable to do something. My definition is giving a woman a voice. I got one from one of the different dictionaries. I think the Oxford Dictionary says, empowerment is the act of making someone stronger and more confident, especially in controlling their life and claiming their rights. A person has to be able to act, to work, to stand, and to move on her own. In a nutshell, be a respecter of minds, emotions, and bodies. Female empowerment is about having a sense of self, a sense of achievement, a sense of discipline, and a sense of understanding that women are perfectly capable as mothers and breadwinners, whether they have a man or not. And women everywhere experience less access to credit, training, technology, markets, role models, and protection under the law. Girls and women may keep the world running, but someone else is still running the show. That was from a CNN blog. My metaphor for this show is women are not crossing the finish line. Meaning that for us, in terms of equality, because when we talk about empowerment, we tend to talk about what makes a person as equal as another. The finish line is that success, being successful, being able to achieve, being able to do something as confidently and as competently as another, and what barriers are there, what hurdles are there, and preventing certain people to not be able to finish or cross the finish line. And so there's a few areas that I would kind of like want to throw out there that tend to be the main contributors to women not being empowered, which include political, social, and I also call that emotional, and then physical. And what ways do you see, I mean, you mentioned it when you talked about, I feel like a political economic fashion when you said that women don't get paid as much. I think it's like, what, 70 cents per every dollar that a man makes, a woman makes, something like that. So on average, less than 3/4 of a dollar is what a woman is getting paid to every dollar that a man's getting paid. What other areas have y'all seen politically, economically, more outside of the everyday nuances that a woman may not have a voice, may not be as equal, may not have the same level playing field as a man? Is there one that you can kind of like, you know?
Politically, it was a debate last year as as well as still debating this year about birth control being being come on, covered by healthcare. And there was a politician that says, I'm not going to pay for you to be a slut. So I felt that he just completely didn't even look at why women are on birth control. It's not just so we can do whatever we want and don't have babies. It's actually, for hormone therapy, what did I say Viagra. That's covered by healthcare.
Yeah, but birth control.
And I'm not gonna pay for you to be. I don't know how. I'm not gonna pay
To be overly.
I'm not.
Well, I feel like around that age anyways, I ain't trying to have sex. I mean, and that's just me personally.
I feel like you haven't gotten to that age yet, so you don't know what
Well,
you
I'm
would be
just
like.
saying, but no, I just feel like that's just, if you know that you have a particular issue.
Well, that doesn't just happen at a particular age. Like, men our age have erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. And it's not. Sometimes it's a physical thing. Sometimes it's a mental thing, and that's why mental health professionals are really good at what they do. But I believe that when I was reading about some stuff, and Time.com says that one study found that people of both genders would forgo thousands of dollars in salary to have a male boss. I found that to be a little bit kind of like crazy, because if we are having opportunities to be equal as far as money is concerned, what's this saying? This is saying that even I could $30,000 is not a lot of money, but essentially what I'm hearing is I would pass up an opportunity to get $40,000 because the bosses are different. And that's both genders. That's not men, that's not or women, that's both.
Who are you talking to?
It depends.
I know. I feel like
I would say it depends on where you are. I can understand why some people would feel that way in certain situations, and it's just about stability. For me individually, I prefer to work with women because they just make more sense to me some days. They really do. Guys get stuck on that stupid stuff some days, and I don't have time for it. But what I will say is that for stability purposes, I can definitely see that, because there's so many different issues that go on with a normal struggle for power. But when you add like attitudes, and like men are gonna have one attitude, pretty much. It may be shades of that one attitude, but it's one attitude. Whereas from my personal experience, women can come from a lot of different places in the course of a day. And I will say that I want
my chicken.
I am not the most.
That's what I chose. Just
I am not the most comfortable with having to counteract that in addition to a power struggle. I'm not gonna, personally, I don't struggle for power. You want it, you got it, that's fine. When you fail on your own. But to go through all the emotional everything and the physical, women take on a lot of stress. They have to deal with a lot. And I mean, I never would have thought about it had you not said it. I don't think that I'd actually give up money for the sake of having a boss of either sex. I got to get paid. But yeah, that's a very interesting concept, and I would definitely say, in my mind, I can process it and see why people would do that. It's stupid, but I can see why people would do it.
So, would you forgo thousands of dollars to be with a male boss? Would you?
Oh,
Would you?
Go look at my closet. No.
What's in your closet?
Shoes.
See.
You got a couple male bosses in there. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I love shoes. My last male boss stole money from me, so I'm not very happy.
I was also reading politically, economically, STEM experts, so science, technology, engineering, and math experts had an experiment, and this is what CNN.com, so definitely check that source from where they got that from. unconsciously rated budding female scientists lower than men with identical credentials. They judge women less capable, less worthy of hiring, and less deserving of mentoring. And that's that says unconsciously, so that could be doing something with priming. Which, that's a
I feel like that goes back into what you said though. Like when you talk about they're going to struggle. When you have that mindset, it's like, well, why would I help her if she's already going to struggle? That puts more stress on me. So I mean, we've got to stop that mindset of, oh well, you know, this is going to be something that's hard for you, and you need to be prepared for that. Why? You're a person, and people are capable.
I feel like that quote comes from like fathering kind of aspect. Your son you're gonna throw out in the desert and survive and come back home. Your daughter, I'm gonna nurture her until she's gonna be on her own. So I feel like if they feel they have to be on her at all, they have to be on top of her. Yes, be on her at all times.
I understand how that could be taken. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Then I'm not gonna really waste my energy because she's not gonna be capable. He was thrown out in the desert. He can survive. He knows how to do it.
And I noticed that about most men, anyways. It's like once you get a certain age, your parents are like, okay, he got it. He got it. With daughters, it's more of I need to nurture her and make sure that she has everything that she needs to be equipped to be in this position or wherever she's going in life.
And I would say that I think I like there definitely needs to be more diversity as far as TV is concerned. But I know as far as like black and white, there have been more women being put at the forefront of things lately. So, you know, like Michelle Obama, for instance, or even like Hillary Clinton.
She running.
What's her? No, not her. I don't want to say her. No. I think she might be a judge now. No, maybe not.
Whoa.
Yeah, what's her last name? Do you know?
What's her first name?
I don't. I forgot. I don't want
She's a
to.
Hispanic lady. That
Is she
Obama
the
hired
speaker?
her.
Or is she the
I don't know what position she's in. So don't quote me on what I just said earlier about the judge thing. That's probably not what she was. But even there are more examples of, even though I would disagree on how positive it is, like the Kerry Washington character on Scandal. She gets things done, but it's very kind of like
It's scandalous.
yes. But then I was watching TV. There's a show on Disney Channel, and it's like Doc Mag something, but it's like a little girl that's like she like imaginarily is a doctor or whatever. So it's like those things have been put there. It definitely needs to be more. And I came across that this morning. So the commercials rather, and so like things like that can definitely start women to realize that I am capable, I'm equal, I can do these things, and it not be like this big onslaught. So we're gonna take like a quick break. We're gonna come back and then discuss some more about empowerment.